preparing for the storm is not just the responsibility of our emergency workers. We should have our own plan of action for our families. So here to talk more about what that should be is Susan Rounds, Interim CEO of the American Red Cross in Greater New York. Susan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Betty.
All right, so as we prepare for this storm, we wait for it to hit our area. What should we be doing right now to get our homes and our families ready?
It's very important that people make sure that all of their cell phones are charged, that they have extra batteries for their flashlights, that they prepare for a power outage or any type of interruption to the utility system. So have bottles of water ready, food that you can eat without having to cook, a flashlight, and all of your medicines, a little bit of emergency cash in case the power is out and you can't get to an ATM. Be ready with a go bag. If emergency personnel are instructing you to evacuate, it's important that you be able to pick up your medications, your important family papers, and you and your family leave and go to the nearest emergency evacuation center or follow instructions from local personnel.
So let's talk a little bit more about this go bag. We hear it all the time. How much clothing should be put in that? And when it comes to the papers that you talk about, what papers specifically are you wanting folks to have on hand?
You want to be sure that you have insurance information, that you have information on the medications for all of your family members, that you have important phone numbers, not only people in the area, but people outside of the area that you could contact in an emergency to let them know that you're all right. You want to also have with you your bank account information, ID, copies of your ID, all important papers to have in that bag, as well as 1 or 2 changes of clothing. If you have children, you want to be sure you've got clothing for them. Babies, you want baby formula, you want diapers, and just the essentials that you would need if you were to go into an evacuation center. Think about that 1 or 2 night stay in a hotel. That carry-on luggage that you would take with you, but also any important photographs that you might want to preserve. With the fires that we see sparking along the East Coast, we can never be too sure what we're coming back to. So it's important that we have those essentials with us.
I'm just trying to think right now, as a mother of 2, this go bag is pretty big. It might be a couple of bags.
Small roller luggage. Small roller luggage is ideal near the front door so that when you're walking out, you pull it right out of the closet and you go. Put it next to the door during the storm while you're watching storm warnings is always a good idea.
I know a lot of people think it's over preparing, but should you be hit in an emergency situation, this is going to be so important because there's a lot of stress going on at this time, especially if it does become dangerous in particular areas. So even before the threat of the storms, the Red Cross was really looking for about 1,000 volunteers for your inaugural hurricane season reserve corps. Kind of ironic right now that we're talking about this, but give us an idea of what that is and how can people help?
So one of the things, the Red Cross workforce is primarily volunteers from across the country. And what would happen in a hurricane is that we would pull in people from parts of the country who were not impacted to help us take care of our community. With COVID, we are turning to our communities and asking able-bodied people who are willing to help to be trained online so that they can help us to staff shelters should they become necessary during this very active Atlantic hurricane season, and so that we can have volunteers from the local community respond to the need. It's very difficult during COVID to bring extra workforce in, to bring people in from other parts of the country. It's important that we prepare New Yorkers and our colleagues in New Jersey and Connecticut for protecting their communities and being a solution there.
Absolutely. Susan, thank you so much for this valuable information. I just want to put it out there that you are in short supply of blood donations. I imagine you still need that on the back end of this storm. So thank you for all that you're doing.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Sure.